Welcome back to I Heart Crypto, where you share my journey through this crypto space. So, Bitcoin coming in at about 42,800. So we were in this symmetrical triangle right here, and it looks like we have broken down from it and we are hugging the resistance line. It looks like we kind of on the 15-minute had a breakdown, a back test, and we are just back testing, and it looks like we're kind of rolling over, getting ready for a dump. Now, how far down can this go? Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Looks like it can come down to about 41,800. But after that, the next price target would be that 39,600 we were watching before. For me personally, I'm looking to buy. We got some cash on the side that we came into, and we want some good crypto prices. So we're looking for Bitcoin to come down, and I think a good strategy would be, and if you are in the market for buying, would be to place half of your orders here around 41.8 or even 41.3 even. But then what I would do is I would start going in around 40,000. Now, oftentimes Bitcoin wants to fill these wicks, so it's likely we fill this wick and then start to come back up. That's what I'm thinking. So what I'm going to be doing is buying, and then hodling with some cash on the side, doing things the right way. As I taught you, the first rule of crypto is you do not want to invest more than you are willing to lose. So that is what we have done. And we are fortunate enough to have come into some money that will allow us to be playing with money that we can afford to lose. Even though I'm in debt. And really, you should be paying off your debt first. However, I do feel there's more opportunity if I do have some money on the side to be in the crypto market, especially at a point like this where the prices are so low that it's likely we get a bounce. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the daily. On the daily, we are still in this downtrend of resistance, and if you take a look, it's just kind of like a channel. It's kind of like this downward channel, looking a little bit like this. In fact, you could even argue it's more like a descending wedge, looking something like this, where we're kind of getting this descending wedge, or it's a channel. But nonetheless, we have kind of bounced off of the 39.6 level, and we've come all the way up to touch about 44.3. Let's see what this candle was. Yeah, 44,400. We touched that level, which would be our range. So right now we are ranging from about 44,300 down to about 39,600. So this would be our range, where we could be playing in this range for a little bit longer. And I expect us to kind of get over here, kind of bounce off this trend line, and then come down. So we coming down, we kind of bounce off that trend line around 41.4, kind of bounce up back to 42.5, and then kind of come down from there, where I think we're going to get a nice bounce to the upside. Kind of break this downtrend of resistance here. Let's extend this line. Just adjusting our lines. Kind of looking something like that, where we kind of have our breakout. So I think that we're going to come down, have a little bit of like another little bullishness on this break here, kind of like a fake out, and then come back down, fill the wick, and then head back up. That's what I'm thinking. So we stuck to our thesis the entire time about this break, where we come back up, test, and then come back down. These are the things I'm looking for. Let's fix this trend line again. Let's extend that trend line for the upcoming days. All right, so let's take a look at the overall market. Let's refresh our coin market cap. Alexa, turn off. All right, so On coin market cap, we got Bitcoin coming in at 42,700 at the current moment. It is down 0.67%, but up 2% for the past 7 days. BNB up 11% for the week. Cardano up 31% for the week, up 10% for today. What did we say? Cardano was going to pump on the news. Now, this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type deal because Sunday Swap is coming to Cardano on January 20th. So that could be somewhere where Cardano kind of sells off. So let's take a look at the Cardano chart real quick. And Cardano we did purchase about $200 of. And we're going to take a quick look at this chart real quick. So on the Cardano chart, we have a nice uptrend on the 4-hour. All right. We bounced off of this $8 level, which would have been a great time to scoop up some ADA. And since then, we have gone up 40% since the drop. Would have been a great time to pick up some ADA. I wish I picked up some ADA. But ADA is one of these coins that just don't move. And it's finally moving. So I wanted to buy some here at $1.35. And then it kind of dipped down. I thought maybe I can get it at $1.38. And then it just kept going. And once it's kept going, I said, you know what? I'm buying a little bit. I'm buying a little bit because even if it has a pullback, it's probably only going to come down to like these levels. I mean, it could come back down to this $1.35 level. Like I'll scoop up a little bit more. But, you know, ADA, if you look at it on the daily, it's been just in this downtrend of resistance, in this downward channel for quite a long time. And if we're looking, it's kind of coming up on a break. And you could draw a couple different trend lines here. Let me just get rid of this. Or let me move myself up. There we go. Better. You could draw a couple different trend lines here from the top. I mean, you could draw like a general trend line here. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty accurate. So you could say you've kind of broken out already. And you're downward, out of a wedge too. It's kind of like a wedge where if we take it here, it's kind of like a falling wedge. And you could say that you broke out already. You know, and if that's what it is, then you could be seeing price targets of 213 to about, I don't know, about 269-ish. So we're going to be testing this previous high right here. That's the high we got to get over. Okay, and then the next high would be over here. All right, so these are our two highs we are challenging. Right now, we are challenging this high right here. So, you know, this is where we could have a short-term pullback. Excuse me as I wet the whistle. All right, so let's just take a quicker look on the daily here. It looks like we came up, we did not break it. We got rejected right at that level. So it could be a moment where we come back down, probably right to my buy level, and and probably going to come back down. I do expect to be picking up some ADA around 122 if we do come back down to test that 39.6 level. Okay, going back to the market, we got Solana coming in at 142, which is below all our buy levels. I believe so. Yeah, and that's okay because we are looking to scoop up some Cardano around 130. In fact, I have a buy order in at about 137, which I'm thinking about canceling. But then again, our 200 moving average is right around that $137 mark. But if we are expecting Bitcoin to come back down, we might think that it might come a little bit lower. Maybe you want to set one at $131. And in case you don't know how to set up a limit order, if you wanted to, you can come over here to trade. And then usually it's on trade right here. But you can come over to advanced trade. Go down and find your Sol USD pair. And the order book's going to come up. And then you can come over here and do something like this. You can do 131.00. And the amount we want is 1 Sol for $131. And then you click buy Sol. Now, it's an order. So, and you need cash in your account to be able to buy these things, or set limit orders, I mean. So if you come back over to trade, you can see that I have 2 open orders, or really 3. We got Sol at 131, Sol at 137, and AVAX at 182. And you know what? I'll leave these here. In fact, I kind of want to get rid of this one, but I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. Let's see how the market does, and then maybe I'll get rid of it. So the only thing about getting rid of it is if you're away, it's hard to cancel. So just something to think about. So let's just, Bitcoin having a little bit of a dump. So, you know, Sol could be coming back down right around that level if it does. So, you know, if we really think that Bitcoin is going to be coming down to these levels down here, Sol is going to drop even more. It's going to drop even more because it didn't run up as quick as, for say, like ADA did. So, you know, in ADA, look at how the market just sinks itself. ADA was coming up to test that previous level and then gets rejected right when Bitcoin's about to have a dump. So, you know, this market never surprises me with how in sync it is with each other. I think it's quite beautiful, actually. So we are getting a little bit of a dump, but we will ignore that at the moment. Let's go back over here. Terra do Luna down 6% for the day, but up 17% for the week. Polkadot resurging itself, up 8% for the week. So a lot of these altcoins were green for the week, and Bitcoin was green only 2%. So just shows you that the little 2% can go a long way. And are there any deals coming right now for any of these coins? Chainlink is probably a good deal and will be. Atom run up quite a bit, but you know, one of the things is that things like Atom, things like Phantom, that have been running, you can catch these on pullbacks, and they probably will continue to all-time highs, and kind of run up quite a bit. I just don't know if that's the strategy I want to go with. I think Axie Infinity is very undervalued. It's down 40% in the last 60 days. Down 14% since the new year. All right. Sandbox, not really undervalued like I would want it to be. Theta, undervalued. Elrond, very undervalued, and we have some Elrond, but we are hodling through a dip right now because we picked that up. Aave. Now, Aave is that DeFi play that I think is going to be huge. Huge coming up. And then the Graph is another one that I think could be a good buy. Let's look at Gala. Gala might be a buy as well. So here are the coins that I'm looking at to get into. I got them marked here in green. So as I said before, we have Aave. And I wanted to FOMO into Aave so bad. So bad. And I didn't. And I'm proud of myself for that because I wanted to FOMO in around here, probably right around here. I wanted to FOMO in. And now we're back down to those levels. I almost wanted to FOMO in right up here. But it probably is going to come back down to at least the golden pocket. And then even come back down to test this previous low at 207. And if I could scoop some up at $190, that would be fine for me because, you know, one of these things is Aave was running up a little bit at the end of December. We are in a descending triangle, so that is something to note. Descending triangles oftentimes will oscillate inside and then maybe break up before they break down. That is something to watch for Aave. But needless to say, let's get these fibs off here. I don't think they're really respecting the fibs too much. But if we did throw a long-term fib on here, we take it from the bottom to the top to show the increase. If we do pick some up down here, all right, just goes to show you how well we can do with Aave. All right, I mean, that's a 200% increase just to the golden pocket. That's why I'm picking some up. The upside is so much bigger than the downside. So much bigger than the downside. And even right from here, let's say we bought some right here and had to hodl through the pain. I mean, that's still a 100% increase. So we are going to be looking to scoop some up down there in that region. Other than that, I mean, Avi kind of looks bearish. Kind of looks a little bearish, but I think DeFi is going to be where the narrative is going, and it's important to identify narratives as you go through the space. For example, Solana Summer, okay, AVAX pumped, then Phantom pumped, then Crypto.com pumped. So it's all about kind of identifying these narratives. And if you can identify the narrative, then you will be successful in crypto. And I think the next narrative is DeFi. So I got a couple DeFi plays in here. DOT is another one we're looking to scoop up just because of the pullback it's had from the top. I mean, geez, 50% a pullback. I mean, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. And if we did pull some even at the current moment, we'd be looking at 100% increase if it does get back to all-time highs. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but one thing is that you can kind of mark down where you want to take profits at. So if we use our Fibonacci, this is a great way to kind of like know where you want to take some profits at. And really my favorite spot to take profits at is the golden pocket. I think that usually it makes it up there, but 33% coming up to the 382 fib. That might be a good spot to take profit, but I think that the profit I would want to take is right at that 0.5 fib, where I would probably be taking at least 25% of my money. And it's important to have a plan. So if I had $100 invested in Polkadot at the moment, I would wait for it to get to 150 and then pull out maybe 25%, maybe even just pull out the profit, the 50, and then leave the rest to ride, where, you might be missing some gains, but you'd be locking in profits, and no one ever went broke taking profit. Let's take a look at another one. Atom was one I was looking at. It was one of the ones that I think were really running quite a bit, and one that I wanted to get into. This could pull back to the golden pocket on a dip, but really I'd be looking to get it again at these lows over here at $32. That's what I'm going to be looking for Atom. Phantom is another one that was running. So it looks like I'm trying to play that strategy where I pick them up. Pick up some of these ones that have been running. Phantom, another one that could come back down probably to touch the golden pocket at 267, or even come down to the 0.5 fib at 233. And one thing is you might want to buy Phantom. Let's say I was going to throw $100 into Phantom. I could buy $25 at the golden pocket, $25 at the 0.5 fib, and then save my big buy for down here. If it starts to come back up, I can always buy another 25 at the golden pocket again, just to kind of play the bounces and kind of ladder in your positions. You don't want to go all in at once. And again, you kind of want to do it where you're not going to get killed in fees either. So, the more that you invest, the better it is, because the less of the fees that you'll end up paying. Like, you'll pay the same amount of fees, but for more money. Uniswap is another one I really liked. Uniswap is another one where we're kind of in a descending channel, where we kind of have this nice level of support right here on the bottom, where the bottom's kind of like bottoming out. But then we have this downtrend of resistance right here, and we're kind of coming to the end of its triangle. So we're looking for moves for some of these coins very, very soon. So we like that about Uniswap. Axie was another one I was thinking about picking up. I had Axie right here. I saw something with Axie right here. It started to get bought up real fast, and I thought maybe it's a good time to get into Axie, and I missed 100% pump, even more. Of course, another one that ran up during the play to earn era with Decentraland and Sandbox and Axie. But Axie is extremely undervalued right now, I think. And it could come down a little bit further to about $49. That would be dope to pick some up down there. But really, if it does come a little bit lower than these lows, I don't expect it to come lower than $60. So I might be scooping up some Axie at about $60. Maybe I'll just buy one Axie. And then there's SLC. Now, SLC, look at this chart. SLC has been killing it. Now, you might say, oh, Patrick, you don't want to be FOMOing into coins. The reason that I'm looking at this coin is because over here on Radium, all right, I'm staking the Ray to Sol pair, and I only put in $15 to kind of check it out. Sorry about that. But if you look at the SLC to USDC, it's offering 491%. So that's going down a little bit because there's more money coming into the total value locked. But that is one I want to be getting into. So I'm probably gonna put about $100 to $200 in here and see what that gets me. That would be great if we can hold that and have it kind of pair for the year. That would mean if you put in $100, it's going to get you $500. You put in you put in a little and you kind of get a lot out of it. Just something we're going to be doing. So let's look at the fear and greed index. We are at a 22, which is extreme fear, and we have been in extreme fear for the past month. Okay, and if you look over the past year, we kind of have these clusters of extreme fear, and every time we have these clusters of extreme fear, we kind of have these run-ups. And right now we are clustering down here. We kind of had a little bit of a run-up there, but we are still clustering, and I kind of expect it to come back down. If it's at 21 right now, I kind of expect it to kind of come back down to the low teens, and that would be a good time to buy when it comes down. Because what I do think is going to happen is that we're going to have one more push down to kind of scare all the weak hands out of the market, and before we kind of have our big bounce to the upside, where we could be reaching all-time highs again, or at least getting a nice bounce. And if we were to get a bounce per se, I think I'd be looking somewhere in the region of right here, this previous high up here, and that would be around $50,000, $51,000. But I'm hearing a lot of 52s, so maybe it's a little bit higher, right around $52,000. So we're just going to move it up to the wicks. I like to do it from the wicks. So, that's one thing. We have our range here. We have our bottom here. We have our target up here. And once Bitcoin goes up there, one thing is that Bitcoin, if it goes from the bottom up here to the top, a 30% increase for Bitcoin could be 100% increases for these alts. So, that's what we're looking to do. The heat map shows us that we have ADA killing it. Here's how you know Bitcoin's going to dump. When Litecoin starts running, that's when Bitcoin dumps. And let's see what else we got. What's this? OKB up 5% for the day. Okay, that's fine. Don't really know much about OKB, but let's take a look at some of these losers. SHIB down quite a bit, Luna down quite a bit, Atom down quite a bit, AVAX down, Solana down to 141. Kind of looks like it's coming up on our buy target a little bit too quick. Oh man, we may need to cancel that. In fact, we're going to cancel it. We're going to cancel it right now. So we're going to keep that 131. We're going to cancel this buy order. And that's that. Let's take a look at AVAX, see if we need to cancel that buy order. AVAX at 187. And where could we scoop some AVAX? Maybe 180 is a better point. Let's see what I have drawn in here for AVAX. We have a downtrend of resistance, and it's sitting an uptrend, support trend line. And if we're looking, if it comes back down today, for example, you're looking at $84. So $83 might be a good spot. Although we do like to fill these wicks at $80. But see, if you're buying one AVAX, it's a difference of $3. So you might as well just make sure you hit your targets. Here comes ADA back down. Let's see if it comes back down to my buy target. It's probably going to hit this right here. I guarantee it. You could put your stop loss in for ADA so you don't lose it. So maybe we put a stop in here at 144 so that we don't lose any money. And I'll show you how to put... I actually don't know how to put a stop loss in. But being that I'm in profit might be a good time to learn. So let's learn together. Alright, so let's see. If I am in my assets, let's see, I have 205. So if I did sell my Cardano right now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Because we could always buy it back at $200 or whatever. So let's just give this a try. Alright, so let's see. We go to advanced trade. We go to ADA. And we want to sell ADA. We want to sell, let's see, we want to sell 100% of it at a limit amount. So are we able to do 100%? Limit price, well, limit price would be 144. So 144 would be where we want to sell. We want to sell everything. So I guess I thought we had a little bit more than that amount of ADA. Yeah. The total amount, let's see what this is. Okay, so the total amount is your total including fees that will be charged or taker fee if the order gets filled immediately. Otherwise, you will be charged the maker fee. So it's only 0.5%, but it's telling me I'm going to get 191 USD. And there we go, it's all the way up to 100. So 193. So we would be losing quite a bit of money if we sold our ADA at that point. Looking at, that's because it's the stop loss. So you would want to be moving up your stops in profit. So let's just take a look again. Maybe we would want to put our stop loss right here at 148, and that could be our stop loss. You know, one thing about putting a stop loss in is that if it continues higher, you really start to get down on yourself. So let's just take a look at BTC, see what it's doing. It looks like it's starting to come back up, or it could be just dropping some more. With how far it's got to drop, I just don't know that if ADA is going to be holding up. We're going to put in a stop loss. We're going to attempt it, because if it gets executed now, it's a lot better. So let's see where we want to put our stop loss in. Our stop loss for ADA could be around this previous high, which could be support. I mean, we would want it to be 144. That's what we would want it to be, because it's that previous low, which if it comes past, it's likely to come back down further, and it could be turning this little bit of level into support. But let's give it a shot. You know, maybe we lose a little bit of money, but if it executes now, we don't. It looks like it's coming back up. Oh, geez, these are the decisions that we have to have on stream. These are the things. Do we had anybody in here? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're good. So do we put in a stop loss? 148. Let's take a look at the order book. Right now, the order book is showing in the 150s. So let's say we wanted to do 148. All right, and we did 100% of our ADA. We would be getting back, it says 19,000 USD. That's crazy. That's not right. Estimated fee $100. What? That can't be right. Whoa. What's it going for market for right now? See, I don't know how to do sell orders. Okay. Amount. Okay. Not really making much sense to me. But let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. 100%. Advanced. Lower taker good. Till canceled. Seems like it's pumping back up again. Here's the problem, is that I'm afraid to sell it now, but knowing that BTC might dump. Looks like we're coming back up. These are the decisions. If you know, you got to follow your thesis. You got to follow, what you believe is going to happen. And it looks like we're erasing all this bearishness, and this could have just been a bear flag. I mean, a bull flag. If you really think about it. And if this was a bull flag, a measured move, this bull flag, and it might break right now. Might be breaking right now. Kind of take it like that and transpose it up here to the break, and we would be looking at where the breakout would be. Not a good time to even try to sell this, which could be another, I don't know, 6%, just a little bit. Look, here comes ADA. Here comes ADA. Let's see if it comes back up to where we need it to be. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the stream. So, we looked at our heat map. Again, DOT is down, AVAX is down. Things are coming down quite nicely, if you ask me. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. So, let's move myself a little bit over here. And so, we bought $200 of ADA, and we are sitting in profit right now. However, if you look at the rest of the buys that we have had, we are down a little bit, especially on our rune. But our cash remains the same, and we are down about $30 3 days after our last recording on this. I mean, that's fine. $30 is not a lot of money. Not a lot of money when we have, half of this invested, half of 3,300 invested. So about half, a little less, maybe about 43%. So looks like ADA wants to come back up. This could be a little bit of a bear trap, but I guess we'll see. We're going to leave that alone. So we have this much in cash because we have limit orders set. We did buy one Solana because we want to send that Solana over to Radium to start staking it. So we bought it anyway just to make a buy. It's like a DCA, which is totally fine. And we're just going to jump right in to a little bit of education. So cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a trading product that can be traded for cash, and the more you have, the more you profit. Okay, let's look at what Investopia has to say about it. So cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger enforced by a separate network of computers. A defining feature of cryptocurrencies is that they are generally not issued by any central authority, rendering them theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. So, we kind of went over that. Experts believe blockchain and related technology will disrupt many industries, including finance and law. The advantages of cryptocurrencies include cheaper and faster money transfers and a decentralized system that do not collapse at a single point of failure. The disadvantages of cryptocurrency include their price volatility, high energy consumption for mining activities, and the use of criminal activities. So, this is a minute 50. Let's see what this says.
Cryptocurrency is a digital currency secured by cryptography. They're almost impossible to counterfeit or double spend, and they're not issued by any central authority, making them immune to government interference or manipulation. Many cryptocurrencies run on decentralized networks based on blockchain technology, a vital part of cryptocurrencies. Blockchain technology acts as a distributed ledger enforced by a disparate network of computers, which helps ensure the legitimacy of each transaction. Cryptocurrencies are denominated in terms of virtual tokens or coins, represented by ledger entries into the system. They can be bought and sold on cryptocurrency exchanges, or mined through complex computer processing. Experts believe that blockchain and related technology will disrupt many industries, like finance and law. The first blockchain-based cryptocurrency was Bitcoin. Today, there are thousands of alternate cryptocurrencies, each with its own functions and specifications. Still, cryptocurrencies face criticism for a number of reasons, including their use in illegal activities, volatility in exchange rates, and the vulnerability of their underlying infrastructure. Bitcoin has itself experienced rapid surges and collapses in values. Further, cryptocurrencies are virtual and are not stored on a central database. This means they can be lost if the hard drive they're stored on is lost or destroyed, or if there's no backup copy of the private key or password. There's no bank or central authority to retrieve it for you. But cryptocurrencies have also been praised for their advantages. They are portable, divisible, resistant to inflation, and transparent. They also have the potential to make it easier to transfer funds directly between two parties, without the need for a trusted third party like a bank or credit card company.
Cool. So that's a little bit about understanding cryptocurrencies. All right. That's all we'll go through today because, we don't really need to go through all of this. But if you want, the link to this PowerPoint is in the description below, where you can get your own copy of this about 67 slide thing on cryptocurrencies, where I take you through everything from morning indicators to your wallet sizes to how to set up a portfolio to a little bit about TA, and then all the fundamentals that blockchain needs, how to pick top cryptos, viewing leverage in the market. So if you wanted to see the open interest, you just click on a lot of these and it will bring you to all these different kind of cool charts. Looks like there is a decline in open interest, which is kind of a good thing. And now let's go through an article that we found, or this was actually I like this. Well, people think it's like to hodl. What it's actually like to hodl. It is quite difficult to be hodling, but eventually you do reach your goal, and crypto can offer life-changing wealth. So, what do we got here? Solana, Terra, and Polkadot are growing faster than Ethereum did. As a report comes out, Ethereum is still the largest ecosystem of developers in Web3 according to Electric Capital, but other networks are gaining traction. Polkadot and Solana have more active development than Ethereum did at similar points in its history. According to a new report from early-stage crypto investment from Electric Capital, several protocol ecosystems are outpacing the largest developer ecosystem out there, Ethereum. Polkadot, Solana, Near, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, and Terra have faster initial ecosystem growth than Ethereum, the report states. The metric it uses to come up with this conclusion are the length of days since the first commit or change of the code and the number of total developers since the launch, which measured against Ethereum at a similar stage, those 6 layer 1 ecosystems have more active developers. So if we look here, monthly developers since the launch, ecosystems with faster initial growth than Ethereum. So if you look, Solana, well, which is this blue one? Avalanche, it looks like. No, Avalanche is red. Terra is also red. What's this blue one? Solana is blue. Oh, Ethereum. Ethereum is the blue one. So these are the developers. It looks like Polkadot has the most developers, which is good, than Solana. And what you want to be going is where the developers are. But if we're looking simply at, look at Avalanche trying to turn itself up. Maybe Avalanche kind of goes parabolic in developers. So you want to be getting into Avalanche. Solana is already gone parabolic. Polkadot has continuous growth, but, Solana, Avalanche, and BSC and Terra have all emerged in the past year as new hubs for decentralized finance activity, with the networks accommodating applications for their peer-to-peer lending and swaps and other transactions. Their token prices have climbed the charts accordingly. Near is also integrating DeFi elements, causing its native token to hit a record high this week. So looking at only full-time developers, those with at least 10 commits per month, Solana, Polkadot, BSC, and Near still rank ahead of Ethereum at comparable stages. Avalanche and Terra do not, however, but those probably have the most room for growth. Then, it's not exactly a bearish thing to be talking about. So there are currently 18,416 active developers in Web3. Okay? Let's go back to this article here, because this is where we wanted to be. Finally, there's tactic recognition that Bitcoin and Ethereum exist in very different market environments than newer entrants such as Solana and Terra. Bull runs attract developers per Electric Capital's findings, not the other way around. But success of Bitcoin and Ethereum through previous bull cycles helped prime the larger crypto ecosystem we're seeing today. Moreover, blockchains such as Avalanche and BSC borrowed core components from their networks from Ethereum, which have helped them attract developers familiar with the latter. Basically, because they have like the same code, it's easy to write new programs and dApps on those, as opposed to Solana, which has a different code. In terms where things stand today, regardless of the blockchain age, Ethereum is still the largest developer ecosystem, though Bitcoin has fallen to fifths behind Polkadot, Cosmos, and Solana. So, bullish for crypto, bullish for the space, and we are liking it. And then we have another article here. BTC, repeat Q4 2020 move. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week. Bitcoin price action has yet to impress in 2022, but bets are stacking up that things will soon get interesting again. BTC starts a new week facing multiple hurdles, but with strong internal support, can old resistance below 50,000 finally fall? With inflation running hot in the United States, lawmakers set to make Bitcoin mining debate public this week, there are plenty of potential pitfalls in store. So a weekly close above 43,100 would be a good sign for confirmation for BTC to continue higher from here. So our weekly close, they say, should be around 43,100. Let's see what BTC actually closed at for the weekly. So BTC on the weekly closed at 43,104. Look at that. What do you know? So it says that it might be continuing higher, but our thesis remains the same, that BTC will see another dip, and it looks like we are coming back up. That's what Bitcoin does. It goes up. Everybody gets bullish. Everybody gets bearish. Everybody gets bullish. Everybody gets bearish. It's just how it works. So, we could stay on a little bit longer and kind of watch price action. But since there is nobody in here to kind of watch, we really don't need to be staying on. I don't know what playbacks are, but I don't know. So I think that should be the stream today. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you did watch the video, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.